Hi, I am Samantha Ellerbee, and I'm the office specialist here at Stark Elementary, and I will be reading Chapter 11, Sustainability for you. And we will go ahead and start. It says, moving as slowly as if he had been sentenced by a judge to serve lunches to children until the sun burned out, Zachary carried a platter with 3 plates of spinach, salads topped with apples and roasted pecans, glasses of pineapple juice to drink, and a large wedge of pineapple for dessert. The plates were as edible as the salads piled up upon them, as were the forks and knives. Teresa recognized the utensils and plates from the Flax Inventions for a Better World catalog because they were available for purchase every year. John ate his knife right away and was delighted that it tasted like cinnamon graham cracker. Ashley chastised him for eating his knife first because he had left himself no way to cut his pineapple wedge into more appropriate chewable pieces unless he asked Zachary for another knife, which would probably take him more than an hour to retrieve. John didn't care. He wasn't afraid to use his hands during any meal. They sat in an ornate white gazebo beneath a magnificent skylight. The matching white wrought iron table where they sat looked familiar to Teresa, as it had been recycled from one of the mall's flower shops. The gazebo was surrounded by banana trees, concentric circles of roses, lemon and lime trees, and finally a ring of red, green, and yellow pepper plants that were just starting to produce. Brilliantly white snowy egrets searched for bugs in a nearby fountain, and there was the ever-present rushing of water through the walls. Teresa had never been in such a beautiful garden, inside or out. May I bring you children anything else? Zachary asked with a sigh. He seemed to be annoyed whenever he was required to address them directly. He had replaced his work apron with a kitchen apron, which was also imprinted with the same pineapple and flax across the top. They all quietly said, "No, thank you," and he shuffled grumpily away. "They sure like pineapples here," John said before he started shoveling the salad into his mouth like someone was going to snatch it away from him. "Can you believe this place?" Ashley said to Teresa with genuine awe. "It's like a paradise for environmental scientists." Teresa was relieved when Ashley spoke to her. She thought she might still be mad at her for getting the bigger laboratory. "I wonder if this will be what the future looks like," Teresa said. "I hope I have a robot of my own in the future," John said. "I'll make him do all my dirty work while I kick back and make bubbles." "You need to learn how to program robots then," Ashley replied. Teresa thought of Thomas Edison, who seemed to need some reprogramming himself. "Do you think any of these inventions are dangerous?" Teresa asked him. "Like really dangerous? So dangerous they should be destroyed." "We're in a laboratory," Ashley said matter-of-factly. "The inventions here aren't ready for the public. They're all in the experimental stage. So of course they could be dangerous." It was hard for Teresa to imagine anything in this beautiful place being harmful. But Thomas Edison seemed awfully certain something here had to be destroyed. She tried to put the thought out of her mind. Ashley stared at John disapprovingly as he ate his salad by the handful. "What are you two inventing?" Ashley asked, trying to make polite, appropriate conversation. "I'm making my spider better than ever," Teresa said excitedly. "I want her to shoot grappling hooks and climb. I'm going to add skis to her feet too." Not sure how a toy spider makes the world a better place," Ashley said, deflating Teresa's enthusiasm just like that. "What about you, Buzz?" John lit up. "I'm working on a bubble organ. It's going to be a huge pipe connected to an organ that releases colored bubbles in time with the music we play. And it's going to be massive. The prototype will be 3 feet long, but then I'm going to ask the doctor if we can build one that's huge." "Like how big?" Ashley asked. John thought about it. 100 feet long. Ashley shook her head. "That sounds as useful to environmental science as a spider that can shoot grappling hooks." "Okay, hotshot," John said. "What are you making?" Ashley cleared her throat proudly. Way more Ashley Dean's edible algae brand products, tortillas, chips, and even cookies made from algae with all different flavors, maybe even chocolate. So exciting, John said sarcastically. I'm sure everyone would line up for miles to buy chocolate algae cookies. Never underestimate the power of a cookie, Dr. Flack said as he appeared from behind a lemon tree. He had dried off and put on a fresh pair of excessively pocket white overalls. The doctor was very good, it seemed, at appearing unexpectedly. How is lunch to your liking? They all nodded enthusiastically. Let me introduce a concept for you three to discuss while you eat. Sustainability. Who can define it? Teresa Spider was powered by a solar battery. She knew this one. Sustainable resources are ones that don't ever run out, like solar or wind power. That's right, Miss Brown. It has another definition I like as well. John, Ashley, has it, I guess? Ashley raised her hand confidently, and the doctor pointed to her. Sustainable also means to be able to stay the same, to be maintained, to keep something going. Very good, Miss Dean. I like your choice of words very much, to be maintained. Ashley smirked at Teresa like she'd won another point or something. Did this whole summer have to be a competition between them? You three finish up your lunches, and then if you would join me in the flower garden outside of the laboratories, I'd like to introduce you to one of my new inventions. Then he turned and called out toward the kitchen. Zachary. Hello, Zach? Is there any salad left? Yes, Uncle, he groaned from the kitchen. I have a plate waiting for you here, as always. Don't forget to eat your forks, the doctor said as he strolled away. John already had.